Hey y'all, welcome back to Ascending with Ashley. I'm Ashley. This is a collective comrade, and today we're going back to Gaza, and we are going to talk about Bisan. Bisan is what, 25, 26, maybe even younger than that, and she went viral very early on in the genocide, very close to October 7th of 2023. And she kind of got stuck with the tagline of, "Hi, it's Bisan from Gaza, and I'm still alive." She has, I think she was, did she win an Oscar? She was definitely nominated for an Oscar for her journalism within the genocide. But I'm in her broadcast channel on Instagram, and I just received this, so I thought that I would share. If you are unfamiliar, here she's. Currently, they have cut off the Wi-Fi. There's no access to Wi-Fi for Bisan. She did go back to northern Gaza during the ceasefire. But she has been very influential in the reporting from the genocide. And also before the genocide started, she was into creating content and educating folks about Palestine and the history of everything, and culturally and stuff. So this is what she's been doing. This is her passion, and now she's like all the other journalists or people who were into media or social content creators. They've shifted into being frontline reporters in genocide. So I'm going to read this to you. Hi everyone, Bisan is writing, "Surviving this genocide is becoming harder, but I am still alive. Have you heard before the criminal must get back to the scene?" I don't know what that means. "What's the most horrible thing Israel has committed? Existing because in 1948, when Israel was established, the Zionist troops killed over 15,000 Palestinians, destroyed over 500 cities and villages, and displaced over 800,000 Palestinian innocents from the 1948 Palestinian lands before turning its name to Israel. These Palestinians have no choice but living in camps, until now in diaspora, I never say that word right, and in the West Bank and Gaza Strip." And this is the scene I am talking about, y'all. Israel is currently changing the face of the camps, destroying its way of building, geography, and demography, and even displacing its refugees. Israel is wiping the evidence of a 76-year-old crime. Let's take a moment for that. In 2 months of horrific Israel military operation in Jenin refugee camp, they destroyed 200 buildings with a confirmed declaration of not allowing people to rebuild in the same places. That's over 25,000 displaced people who left the camp not able to get back. Why? Let me tell you. First, it's part of the bigger plan to annex the West Bank, which Macklemore actually says in that fucked up song. I don't think that's on this playlist. This is Macklemore's Hymns Hall 1 and 2 that I'm listening to as we raise up Bisan's voice here. Okay, so separating the Palestinian Arabic cities and villages from each other, building more illegal Israeli settlements, bringing more settlers to live in stolen lands with minor limited existence of any Palestinian self-determined control or authority. Note, due to the 1967 borders, yet unfortunately giving the occupation a right to exist in the occupied Palestinian territories, the ground invasion in Gaza Strip, stealing the annexation of the lands, and building settlements in the West Bank are illegal due to international law, and gives the right to the occupied people to defend themselves. Secondly, what represents the 1948 forced displacement? What represents our catastrophic massacre? The killing of thousands to take their homes and lands, the grief that our grandparents suffered after being expelled. If you haven't been following along, there have been a lot of, what elders are left have their original, ironclad keys. like they look like skeleton keys, you know, like the old school keys from the very first Nakba, which was the first time that they came in 1948 and took the land, the settlers. But a lot of the folks still have the keys, and it's a very cultural thing to have those keys still. Where they were expelled, the refugee camps, okay? That's why they are destroying now. Jenin, Tulkarm, and Nur Shams refugee camps are endless raids on other camps. That's besides massive bombing and destruction of Gaza. 8 refugee camps. You already know what happened to Jabaila. I can't say that. Refugee camp. That one was really bad. They bombed that over and over and over and over within like a week. It was horrible. That was, I don't remember the time frame of that, but I think it may have been towards, I don't know. I don't remember exactly when that was. I'd have to look through my stuff. But it was the first camp that they really went after, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, towards the beginning of everything. Like, since October 7th, not like 1948 beginning. Massacring the Gazan children is ongoing, dear humans, and I sincerely, truly, from the bottom of my heart, wish the world ends our suffering as well, since no one is doing enough to stop this well-documented genocide. And until now, despite the killing, starving, humiliating, and torturing of civilians, the sick colonizers are still dreaming of the Eastern Riviera and the world. Instead of pigging us to forgive letting us down, they are planning to displace us so the Zionists can feel comfortable and enjoy the beaches and the crops of the Gaza Strip. Almost a month of blockade, Gazans are deprived of food and products. Outside. Almost a month after blockade, Gazans are deprived of food, products, medicines, international or Arab visitors, journalists, construction materials, and any other supplies or devices, which is a thing the Israeli occupation leaders and government are proud to do, besieging 2.2 million citizens, almost half of them are children. I have a question. How are we living in a world where it's legal, normal, comfortable, and okay, and have nothing to do for a 4-year-old child that knows nothing but genocide, collecting his mama's body's pieces in a plastic bag after an Israeli airstrike killed her, displaced, hungry, fasting, tired, and in front of her children? This part of the song the kids are singing, "In our lifetime we will be free," in Arabic. If you're not following Bisan, please do. She has a this broadcast channel, so it like comes into your DMs. She has like 500,000 people in here across the world. I will put her handle below in the description box. I follow her on Instagram. There are people taking her content and putting it on TikTok as far as I see, but those are not her. She is on Instagram. Have a good one.